Mark Nelson. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing red trunks with dark blue trim from Stockton, California. He weighed in at a ready 153 1/2 pounds. With a record of 24 wins and 2 losses, he has 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBO #1 ranked junior middleweight contender, introducing the challenger, Smooth Rodney Jones. And his opponent across the ring on my left is the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing blue trunks with gold trim. As the very first world champion to come from his home country, he proudly represents Walvis Bay, Namibia. He weighed in at the limit of 154 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with 19 wins, no losses, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the 3rd defense of his title. Please welcome the undefeated WBO Junior Middleweight Champion of the World, the Terminator, Harry Simon. Once again, a referee in charge, Mark Nelson, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled.
Bring him in here, Simon. Gentlemen, you've already received your instructions in the dressing room for the WBO Junior Middleweight title. I expect a clean championship fight. Just obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
All right, Harry Simon, a straight ahead, busy pressure fighter, throws a lot of punches, good power with fast hands. He's got physical strength, good body puncher, and volume of punches are his assets, but his defense kind of average. And Rodney Jones, a busy guy, relies on his awkward southpaw style. He's had plenty of time to prepare. This fight originally scheduled for August the 12th and the 19th. Finally, it's here.
Here we go.
And Bobby, big story here also, the weight situation.
You notice they both weighed in close to 154. They have to. Then they're both up a little over 160, 164, 161. But after 164, the champion came back down 4.5 pounds from earlier in the day. That's amazing. It's amazing.
And Rodney Jones is almost a super middleweight at this particular juncture.
Actually, that's a full-blown super middle. 168 would be the limit.
Well, Harry Simon dedicating this fight, he told us, to his mother, who passed away 12 years ago. By his account, he's 11-0, including 2 of his last 3 with southpaws. He spars with a southpaw heavyweight, South African heavyweight champ Jacob Mofokeng. He's wearing the blue with the gold trim, says Namibia, his home country. How will he combat Jones' busy, awkward southpaw style? He said he'll box him, he'll pressure him. He will not give the guy a chance. He'll confuse him and use his hand speed.
You know, Steve, he's coming inside to the right with the right hand to the body as the champion. Right there, and then he's backing all the way out. It's a lot of work to get all the way back in against those long arms that Jones has. He should come up, stay inside, throw the left hook to the body or the right uppercut to the chin.
And Bobby, if you'll pardon the expression, Simon says, no question he will stop Jones, but wouldn't say what round.
Well, I believe he believes that, and I'm pretty sure that Rodney Jones has a different idea. You know, I think about that weight. Maybe during the course of the day he just dehydrated a little, or maybe was nervous, but I can't imagine losing 4 pounds fight day. What do you do, go out and run? Doesn't make sense to me.
Rodney Jones, how will he combat Simon's straight-ahead style? Well, he said by being aggressive himself, giving him angles, by boxing. Jones said he has a surprise in store. Well, we'll see. We hear that all the time from fighters.
I'm very, very surprised. Right now, Jones is doing his best to work that right jab. You see it? But when Simon throws his right hand underneath, it's just a right hand. There's no counter left hand by Jones. He just backs off.
Well, Jones feels he doesn't think much of the defense of Harry Simon, saying his defense is mostly his offense. Jones's manager is Joe Sayadovich. You remember Joe from the Terry and Orlin Norris days. He says Simon's defense consists of headbutts and low blows. Well, Jones says he'll utilize his long reach and stiff jabs. We'll see.
Well, you see a very wild right hand right now by Simon. He's throwing an overhand right. The one to the body was pretty nice, but again, nothing up top. He's landing the right to the body, but he's not turning anything upstairs.
Simon with a right hand that was just a grazing blow. Simon keeps changing the color of his hair, if you'll notice. Earlier you saw he was a golden blonde. And now he's got it back to its natural color. The heavy right hand that was partially blocked by Jones.
When Jones goes back to his corner, I think his corner should tell him, when he leaves with that right hand, drop that left hand straight into him. You got the leverage, you got the height, you got the reach. He'll run into it first. So far, no left hand from Jones, except there.
There you go.
There's the bell for round 1.
That's it, baby. That's it. Way to work. Good Vaseline. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Relax. Okay, relax. Good round, man. Good double up that jab. He don't like that double jab in his face, okay? Double it up, all right? Put the ice pack on his back. Okay? What you got to do now, he's throwing a little wild with that right hand, okay? So you got to wait for when he throws that right hand, you step back and
keep working that body. You're doing the right thing, but you're on the inside. Get on the outside of him, okay? Don't follow him around that ring. Right? Come here. Come here. Yeah? That's okay. All right, walk him down with it. Good. Okay, yeah? Mouthpiece.
Seconds out. Hang on, get the water here.
Okay, baby.
Seconds out, let's go.
Keep working that
Come
body,
on, get
okay?
the water.
Dean Powell in the corner there of Harry Simon. Used to be with Brian Mitchell for many, many years, but they split after the Winky Wright fight.
the water
Long
here.
story, according to Simon. That was a strange fight. Prime Minister was on hand, all these dignitaries in South Africa. Simon seemingly won, but the ring announcer announced it was a majority draw, keeping the title for Ron Winky Wright, and then they found out several minutes later that the ring announcer announced the wrong score of the American judge, and then they had to do it all over again, not the fight, but the announcement, and Simon actually won the fight.
There you saw Jones, after that big right hand by Simon, you saw Jones fired a left hand and hit Jones, hit Simon, but he doesn't have a lot on his punches. He's moving backwards, consistently taking something off with power. He does have, and he's not a big knockout puncher.
Harry Simon in just a tremendous division, 154, with Trinidad Vargas, the WBO champ, but Castillejo not as highly regarded, kid from Spain.
Something that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. When Simon comes in, lands that right hand to the body, he comes all the way back out. He's got to work that much more just to get all the way back in there. He's wasting energy and compromising himself by staying outside where he's on the tail end of the punches.
That was a wild looping right hand that got in by Harry Simon. Simon sometimes sticks his chin out perilously. He'll have to be careful there with the southpaw. Simon with a left hand there. You notice how Simon kind of just lowers his head and then just flails.
If he does that with a fighter like Trinidad, he'll get picked apart. That's just not something that you can do.
He says he's ready, has the ability to beat Tito Trinidad right now. He didn't even want, he wanted to bypass Jones, he told us in the meeting yesterday, and go right to Felix. Maybe a little premature.
Jones needs to be a little more active with his left hand. There he's trying to throw a half-hearted left hand, but he needs to really throw it. There he goes. Maybe he's listening.
He's got good ears. Neither fighter has ever been down. Jones has never been down as a pro or amateur. And I'll tell you what, Simon just winging punches, but most of those are hitting air. Now he's getting on the inside and going to the body, which is more effective.
It's a much better round for Jones, though. He's making Simon miss quite a bit, landing some of his own, not that big of punches, but landing.
Less than 30 seconds remaining in round 2, scheduled for 12 for the WBO junior middleweight belt. Simon in the blue, 19-0 with 16 knockouts. Rodney Jones in the red, 24-2, 13 KO. His first world title shot. Wild swings and misses by Simon, but he doesn't let up. Just keeps coming forward, figuring one of these will get through. And that's it for round 2.
Your arms in your lap. Mouthpiece out. Okay? Okay? Right, good. Hold that. Now listen to me. His left jab is coming out very, very slow, okay? Very slow. A little lateral movement and whip that left hook over the top, okay? His left hand coming
Simon does have a tendency to really load up and wing those punches. That one almost headed south of the border. But you see his punches are wide, swinging wide and way around. I know the man's taller, but the shortest way to a point is a straight line, and that straight right hand or the straight left would probably be better suited.
Bobby, you notice the heads came awfully close as well, and that's going to happen with a southpaw from time to time.
Hey,
okay, Rod, don't let him hit you in the body. He's tagging in the body because you're standing right in front of him. Okay, you got to move.
Well, in the first 2 rounds, Rodney Jones has been able to avoid most of Harry Simon's punches.
Basic reason for that, too, is Harry Simon is starting those punches from the outside, trying to leap in with them. He's not working his way in and then punching from the inside. He's punching those big punches from the outside.
Simon strongly built, as you can plainly see, against the long, rangy, lanky southpaw Jones. Mark Nelson telling Simon to keep the punches up.
One of those right uppercuts found his way south of the border.
Good left-right combination by Simon, starting to open up a little more. Let's see if he jumps on him.
I thought the body work he started in the first round was very good, and then he just got away from it, started headhunting with big shots, and I thought it cost him the second round because he missed so many, and there was some decent counterpunching by Jones.
In that last flurry, Simon nailed him a good one with a right hand, but again, wide looping. I'm surprised we don't see Jones try to come more down the middle, particularly coming from that awkward lefty angle. Simon's trying uppercuts now, but they're not finding a hole. Rodney Jones has been, for the most part, being able to ward off those flailing wide punches by Harry Simon. And many of them just not even making contact, like there.
Part of the problem for Jones is that Simon's he's not showing any respect whatsoever, and he's just walking to him, and Jones is not standing his ground, getting some good footing, and letting him feel some power. Not that he has a lot, but he's got to let him feel something. Got to get that pound of flesh.
Oh, a low blow there by Harry Simon, but the ref didn't see him. He was at a different angle. That was definitely right into the protective cup. There are little peppering jabs by Jones that are pesky, getting into the face, then a swift left hook to the jaw by Jones.
I'm still somewhat amazed why Simon doesn't jab him with a double, triple, even quadruple jab, push Jones to the corner, and then unload the body shots and head shots instead of leaping in with big right hands from the outside. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's a sense that he's holding back with certain punches, Harry Simon. Again, Jones measuring Simon out with that right jab. Sort of a probing jab. There's not much power behind it.
And you can see right before Simon goes to throw the right hand, he jabs, he hitches his shoulder and bends. And that's when Rodney Jones should fire a left hand.
The difference is Simon has more power, and he's trying to make use of that. We'll see if that is a factor. Coming up next, our main event, the WBO Junior Lightweight title fight. Acelino Freitas, Carlos Rios. Really looking forward to seeing Freitas. We go into his dressing room, the young man from Brazil, a hero in his native country. One of the top young fighters to come out of South America in years. Extremely offensive-minded, exciting. Part of a very talented 130-pound division, which consists of all unbeaten champions. Freitas says his plans are to unify the division to fight Prince Nassim Hamed, perhaps. But a bout with Hamed, kind of doubtful, given the weight differences and the feeling that Freitas may be too heavy a puncher. But he'd love to get Mayweather. He's got that golden smile, that Hollywood smile from Brazil.
He's not lacking in confidence, Steve. He talked about unifying and then fighting Prince in the same day.
That's right. It's going to be a busy day. All right, round 4. The champion has been most effective when he's backed Rodney Jones into the ropes, but he hasn't done that often enough.
Once again, from the outside, when he leaps in with the right hand, he doesn't have anywhere to go. He can't step. That is, the champion Simon can't step to the side, cut off the ring, and then fire because he's already laid out there with his arms and he's bent over.
Look out, that was a trip. The The legs came together, the feet came together, a collision, and that again the product of conventional versus southpaw for the most part. Now Simon, keep in mind, averages 4.7 rounds. He's been 10 rounds or more just 3 times in his 19 professional bouts, and we're now into the 4th.
See that little hitch in his shoulder?
Yes.
He does that every time he's ready to throw a right hand, and I would think that Rodney Jones might pick up on it behind one of those jabs. When the hitch starts, fire the left hand, and you know what? The champion might run right into it.
Pretty good action there by Simon, but just about only one of those punches got in.
Good left hook there, though.
Now he's jumping on the challenger. He continues to fire away. Well, he does punch in bunches when he gets it going. Simon's corner yelling, "Do it again."
Big low in the action.
Absolutely. You can hear now the Rodney Jones corner. Oh, there's a heavy right hand right on the button by Harry Simon, but it really didn't seem to phase the challenger that much. About a minute to go in round 4.
On the inside, that's where Simon needs to be. Totally has the leverage. Everything is in his favor, but he's not jabbing into Werner's land there. He's jumping from the outside. These are big punches. They're not landing effectively.
Well, the other guy, Jones, with the height and the reach advantages. So Simon looking to get inside. That punch was blocked by the arm of Jones. Now Jones going back to that right jab. Let's see if he follows it up with the left hand.
But it's not even a stinging jab. He's not even stepping with the jab. It's more of a keep him away from me kind of jab. You stay over there, I'll stay over here.
Just a little bit of a bothersome jab, but it's certainly not hurting the champion. Simon has the hands down awfully low, but he's got very good hand speed, so he's able to get him back up there. Look out, a little kickboxing action there as the bell sounds.
Better round, deep breath. Better round, that was a better round. I loved it. See, he's throwing that wild line. Bucket.
Calm down. You're fine. Everything's fine. Ronnie, he's getting frustrated, man. Just keep your cool, stay focused. Believe me, he'll run into that damn left hand.
Especially when you fight a southpaw, the feet do get tangled. There's just a spin, and his heel came out from under him. Simon winds up on the floor from the overhead. Watch his foot just comes right out from under him. The heel just catches the floor and slides. One of the better punches was a nice left hook that the champion landed right there on the jaw of Jones. But again, he can't land the second and third one because Jones is immovable.
Come on, let's go.
As we enter round 5, Bobby, do you get the feeling that Simon's punches are beginning to find more range?
Well, not necessarily find more range, but what he's doing is he's closing the gap a little bit. It takes a lot of energy to move like that, so as Jones gets tired, he won't be able to move as readily out of the way. But he's got to keep the pressure on. And I'm sure he's finding his timing. He's a southpaw. He's pretty quick. It'll take a little time to gauge him.
Simon has been the aggressor throughout, but not necessarily the effective aggressor throughout. But you see he's starting to gain in confidence, really bouncing around. His punches are beginning to connect more. Two of his last 3 opponents were southpaws, so Jones really shouldn't be much of a puzzle to Simon.
Jones's best combination probably so far to the fight was just a few seconds ago. Had a nice combination that he started and then countered Simon a couple of times and very effective. Not real hard, but he landed.
Simon told us by his record he's 11-0 with southpaws. But Jones with a very awkward style, so that's got to count for something.
Hey, get down here, get down.
The referee, Mark Nelson, telling some of the members of the Jones corner to get down from the perch. They're too high. They are an expressive bunch. Jones from Stockton, California, born in Lafayette, Louisiana, came to Stockton as a young kid.
See, with a fighter like Winky Wright, Simon would unload punch after punch, and they would either hit arms, shoulders, or the body, or he might have hit him in the jaw of the head. But they hit something. He's missing a lot here, which will make him be prematurely fatigued because he'll have to also use energy to stop the punch.
Starting to connect a little more now with regularity here in round 5. Simon very aggressive, continues to press the attack. Jones doing all he can to fight him off, but it's been Harry Simon on the forward march.
Jones was having a better round, but Simon just turned it around and just out-hustled him.
Simon just smothering Jones, raining Jones with punches here in round 5. Tremendous volume of punches by Simon here in the 5th. And that has to wear out an opponent. The cumulative attack.
10 seconds here.
Do you agree with the Jones corner that Simon doesn't know what to do?
Well, no, but I do agree with the Jones corner. Simon's getting a little tired, and he's still questioning certain moves he's not making right away. He's hesitating regularly.
Suck that wind up. Now listen to me. It's time to put, listen. It's time. Go on there, go on. Give me plenty of water. Right, good. Now listen. You've got to start putting a show on for these people, okay? Now listen. Don't fight the fight at his pace. Make him fight the fight at your pace, okay? He can go all day long flicking that pretty little cat out.
Simon's turning up the volume a little bit, but the numbers that are landing are not always indicative of what he's throwing. He's throwing a lot of punches, and a lot of them are hitting air or missing the mark by hitting arms and elbows. There you see punches, a couple of them glancing, a couple of them missing completely. Throwing a lot, not landing a lot.
Hey guys,
yep.
Clean the water, it's too much here.
Simon's trainer, Dean Powell, urging him on, telling him that Rodney Jones is dictating the pace. He says, come on, you got to put a show on for this audience here and start stealing the pace away from Rodney Jones. But Jones, we keep talking about his awkward style, but it seems to be having an effect here on the champions.
You know, that last round, Rodney Jones started out well, won the first minute clean, started to lose the latter part of it, but he started to land some shots a little more cleanly. Again, he's not a puncher, though, so you don't see the punches. You have to really pick them off. Simon will walk through him, but there you see another left hand that lands on the jaw of Simon, but he walks through it because Simon doesn't have any respect for Jones's power.
And Simon does have a good chin to boot, but Simon's the one with the power. 16 of his 19 wins with no losses by KO. This is his 3rd defense of the belt. Well, we're into the 6th. And as mentioned before, Simon averages 4.7, just under 5 rounds, so he's above average.
Based on the styles, based on the amount of energy it's taken for Simon to close the gap and land 1 or 2 shots, based on the range, this looks like it could very well be a distance fight.
Good straight left hand there by Rodney Jones, perhaps his best punch of the night.
Right, but nothing on it, no power.
It didn't seem to have much effect on Harry Simon, who just continues to come forward. Of Jones' 24 wins, just 13 by knockout. He's lost 2 times. They were early in his career, back-to-back in 1993. He has won 19 in a row. Hasn't lost in about 7 years, but he's had a lot of inactivity.
And you can see why, too. He's a southpaw. He's tall. He's thin.
Who wants to fight him, right?
Rangy. He's got to make you look bad no matter who's fighting you.
Simon continues to be the aggressor, but the quickness of Jones making Simon look silly at times. He's missing by a mile.
A much better round for Jones.
But by all appearances, if Jones wins this fight, it's going to be on points because he just doesn't have that knockout punch. Simon does.
I don't think Jones has the ability to knock out Simon.
Here
now
comes
he just
Simon.
got hurt.
Simon really jumping on Rodney Jones, and he has shaken him up. Little blood from the nose of Jones. But Jones, with a lot of guts, he hangs right in there.
Time.
And that's it for round 6. Well, Showtime Championship Boxing returns in 2 weeks. The MGM Grand Hotel and Casino will be our venue in Las Vegas. 4-time world champion Johnny Tapia, Mi Vida Loca, tries to avenge his only loss suffered at the hands of Paulie Ayala. Remember that fight? The rematch Saturday, October 7th at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. Tapia, Ayala. It's a battle you won't want to miss. Tell you, if that's anything like the first one, look out.
What a great fight the first one was, and it was razor close. I said it before. I thought that there was. I thought Tapia won, but in my heart, no losers in that fight. Just a great fight.
Stay focused. Ronnie, this fight's yours, man. Stay focused.
And always come back with that double jab sometimes.
Here, guys, get the water.
Rip the body, all right? When you're stuck on them, they come back with uppercut.
This fight's yours, Ronnie.
Well, we're halfway through this championship bout unofficially. Bobby, how do you see it?
4-2. I give 4 to the champion. 2 rounds to Jones. I gave Jones. Second round, I gave him the 6th round. I thought he just outworked Simon, made Simon miss, made Simon pay, and Simon looks really bad and immature for a couple.
And the folks at home online see it this way. There it is, Harry Simon in command, 5 rounds to 1.
5-1, 4-2. We're on the same page.
They have Jones winning round 5. So, in your estimation, halfway through the fight, it is Rodney Jones at least sticking to his strategy more than Simon.
Well, Simon really wanted to keep the pressure on him. He's trying to pressure, but what he's doing is somewhat odd. He's pressuring from the outside, so he's leaping in, leaping all the way out, leaping in, leaping out. He's defeating himself. What he needs to do is step to him, as we would say in the gym, walk him down, hands up, step. As soon as his punches hit, fire, react, and just keep him pressured backward.
Which, Bobby, doesn't that surprise you? Because of the mere fact that Jones really doesn't have knockout power. So what is he afraid of?
I completely agree. He's trying to get out of the way of every shot. There you see him trying to slip an entire combination. Why? Just block it and stuff him. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's odd. Let's see if he steps it up and gets inside more frequently here against Jones.
Well, one thing, too, when you watch tapes of fighters and you study, or even if you don't watch tapes, you just listen to your corner and you study, if you have a certain mindset, sometimes for a fighter, myself included, when I was fighting, you found it very difficult to take yourself out of a certain mindset, and all of a sudden 8 rounds be done, and wait a minute, you've got to change something, it's not working.
Right.
No.
Which really is the true measure of any great champion, being able to adjust in midstream. I don't care if it's boxing or team sports. That's what separates the great ones from the others. Well, round 7.
See, the Trinidads and the Vargases would be on the outside, they'd counter, they'd step in behind the double jab, then they'd go to the body, come up to the head, and step around and step to the side, counter again. They would not do this one at a time, big looping bombs from the outside. They wouldn't do it.
Well, Jones's awkward southpaw style and his speed have been a problem. They've been puzzling the man from Namibia, Harry Simon, who's undefeated.
And even that, Steve, his speed is not that blazing. It's not real quick punches, and they're not hard for sure.
Maybe it's the angles. He said that would be a key to us yesterday. Here goes Harry Simon now. Opens up a little bit. He's starting to land a little more. Some of those got through. Now holding by Simon.
What he did was change his MO a little bit. Came in with the right hand, but this time he came up with a left hook, a right hand, and left hook, and they all landed.
10 seconds.
Wild swing and a miss with the right hand by Simon. But Jones just doesn't have, he has the wherewithal. He just doesn't have the power to do anything about it.
Arms in your lap. Arms in your lap. Yeah? Okay? Right. Hold that. Now listen.
So like being the champion? All you got to do is keep your game plan you got going right now, and you got him beat. Okay? You beat him every round. He's lost every round. He don't have a clue how to fight you. Hey, use the jab and circle. You gotta start throwing more punches, right? Start throwing more punches. When he gets tired doing his arm regroup.
Left hand, baby, it's there.
He's turning them and you
know when you're inside?
Rodney Jones has his moments. Using that jab, using that height. There's a straight left hand. Once again, Simon trying to slip all those punches, not slipping all of them, and not make himself look too good. Later in the round, digging to the body, digging the right hand. There's another one underneath. Left hook in the ear. The big power shots are being landed by Simon, that's for sure.
Round number 8. Well, in the last round, the fighters continued to step on each other's feet. There's some moisture in the Simon corner. Dean Powell takes care of it. Counted 7 times their toes tangled in round 7. And here comes Harry Simon. 3 big right hands, and Simon actually wobbled Jones. You could see a little shaky on his legs, but there were 3 right hands, looping right hands in a row. Here's a heavy right hand by Harry Simon, right on the Adam's apple. Round 8 opens in brisk fashion in Simon's favor. So you notice right there, Simon threw a double jab in the right hand, and it worked because the double jab, first of all, it stuffed something in the face of Jones, give him something to watch and look at, and kept his hands busy by being up. As soon as he peeked, the right hand hit him. I think Simon is beginning to really wear down the challenger right now. You can see it in his face. Although Jones's corner is bellowing to Rodney, Simon's tired. I don't think so. I think it's Jones who's starting to look a little wobbly. Actually, I think they're correct. I think that Simon's a little bit tired. I think you can see that. But I think Jones is too. I was just going to say, it's not to say Jones is not a little tired. Right. Simon may have just punched himself out there for the moment, trying to regroup, get his wind back, get revitalized. Nice body shot there by Simon. You know what, though? Maybe Simon just walked into a left hand, didn't he? It was the left hand I was talking about 3 rounds ago. Every time he jumps to the right hand, why he just fired a left down the middle. And he did, and you saw what happened. He stood Simon up. But what I don't understand again, Bobby, in a series of we don't understand things here in this fight, when Simon was just taking that obvious wrestling, why didn't Jones jump on him? Because he was tired, probably. Probably because he's a little tired, and he has a lot more respect for the power because he's felt it. He doesn't have any for Simon to feel. But that was a golden opportunity for Jones to try to make some hay. There's a nice combination. Right uppercut and left hook by the champion. See, he's still landing the bigger, cleaner shots. Well, but he's still looking awkward. And Simon with a second win here towards the end of round 8. He took some time off, and now he climbs back on Jones. Crowd very quiet here, although it's a sellout, 3,500 or so at Casino Rama. Oh, a left hand that staggered the champion. He's never been down in his career. Fatigue makes cowards of us all. When you get tired, even those little punches will hurt. But he comes back showing a lot of will. Final seconds of round 8. And a big finish for the challenger, Rodney Jones.
10 seconds, guys.
Well, that may have been a long round.
Fix the tape. Get it
that
good.
Clock was 21 seconds over the limit.
Get your arms in your lap.
A 3-minute and 21-second round. The timekeeper started enjoying the fight, stopped watching the watch.
All right, you got to
now listen.
Punches, buddy.
Listen. When you throw the right hand, throw it straight. Listen to me. When you throw the right hand, throw it straight. Harry, throw the right hand straight and come back with a left hook. Don't bowl it like a cricket ball. Throw the right hand straight and come back.
Rodney Jones working nice. No real power.
Second down.
That punch really wasn't as awkward as it appeared. I mean, just there's a lot of pushing, a lot of flailing. They're off balance. They're banging into each other. It's very awkward to explain how these punches are not even landing. They're just pushing.
Well, Jones was the more effective of the two in the final 30 seconds of round 8, and then some. He scored in the bonus time as well. an extra 20 or 21 seconds. So he took advantage of that extra time when the timekeeper fell asleep.
It was the best part of the round, and it wasn't part of the round.
It was. Mike Tyson would have enjoyed that. Round 9. Again, there's that little jab by Jones, but it just doesn't have much effect on Simon. Simon's punches much more hurtful. That was more of a trip when Simon went back.
Simon's own feet got tangled up, and he got hit on the button while he was moving backward. Once again, this is an awkward type of fight. This is one of those fights where you wind up with bumps and bruises all over your body from different places being hit, hands flailing.
That is the voice of experience, right?
Not a textbook, I'm telling you. I've been in a couple like this.
You must have hated fighting guys like this.
Oh, he would give me fits. I would actually have fits with guys that are like this. The last tall southpaw I fought beat the starch out of me, so I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, we won't go there. Simon missing with the left.
But see, there's nothing coming back from Jones. There's Rodney throws a little token left out there and walks into a left hook. The significant work is being done by the champion.
Well, it looks like he's picking up the points, accumulating points, Harry Simon. But he's very frustrated by this awkward fighter. He just can't put him away. He'd love to. A lot of these punches being blocked, though, by Rodney Jones. He comes back with a double and triple jab, but again, having no real effect on the champion. There's just no steam behind that.
It's amazing to me, too, if you watch Simon, he keeps following around to the right, which is a southpaw's path of
exactly.
Travel, and he should be going the other way.
Yeah. Straight right hand there that got through by Simon. Now Simon going to the body, but not much behind that punch. Well, let's see if he circles more to the left. He just doesn't. If he has a plan, I don't know where it is.
His plan is just pressure and punches. It's pretty simple. Go forward,
Get out of there.
keep the pressure on, and throw punches and wear him down.
But how would this do against, a Trinidad or something?
He get picked apart on the way in.
That's what I mean.
He'll probably get destroyed. Vargas would do the same thing to him.
He needs more of a plan.
He needs more polish, he needs more skills, he needs more experience.
Oh, and he just got nailed with a left uppercut on the chin. Did Harry Simon at the bell.
I didn't even hear the bell.
I just made it up, folks, because I didn't either. There's some weirdness going on here. Coming up next, our main event, the WBO Junior Lightweight Championship. Acelino Freitas and Carlos Rios. Let's go into the challengers' locker room. Carlos Rios making final preparations for his biggest fight ever. He goes against undefeated Acelino Freitas, Brazilian idol, who's 26-0 at 26 KOs. A daunting task for Rios, who's 0 for 3 in world title fights. He cannot win away from his homeland, Argentina 0 for 4, but the reigning South American featherweight champ, rated number 9 by the WBO. He's a tough kid.
One of the things about Rios, I looked at his record, and there's a couple of guys in there who fought 3 times apiece, so it's no wonder he's winning at home.
That's right.
Okay.
You're looking at a very frustrated Harry Simon. He's got to be frustrated. Round 10. There have been no knockdowns in this fight, and that's what's really frustrating Simon, too.
All he needs to do is step with his left foot, put it outside the right foot of Jones, throw the hook to the body, bring the hook up. Step outside. Jones won't be able to move so readily out of the way. Force him to go against his grain. It'll make it more awkward for him and give him the leverage.
Again, he's moving to his right, which is the strength of Rodney Jones, Harry Simon. That is the most basic, fundamental thing. Against a southpaw, move to your left.
Well, I've heard over and over again that you always do that, but there were a couple of southpaws I used to spar with that you actually could be more effective moving to the right. But generally speaking, the one who establishes the jab in the outside foot has the lead.
Don't punch. No, I got it.
Minute gone by in round 10, scheduled for 12. The WBO Junior Middleweight Championship on the line. Simon again.
Nice body work by Simon, then he caught him with a right hand at the end of the sequence. stun Jones a little bit, but again, he's not getting through with several punches in a row cleanly. One here, one there.
Simon's third defense, won the title over Winky Wright. And his best wins, aside from Wright, over Kevin Lushing, a knockout in the third. Former British, he floored the British puncher 3 times. And then a 10th round KO over Enrique Areco, a 37-year-old Argentine who was a late substitute for Rodney Jones. Simon closed both Areco's eyes and scored 1 knockdown, but he can't seem to duplicate that here against the Southpaw Jones. Jones ranked #1.
I always wonder with the rankings how certain guys get to be rated #1 by never fighting a fighter in the top 10, or beating a fighter in the top 10, never mind even fighting one, and get the #1 rating. I don't mind being rated 7, being 8, 10, 5 even, but to be #1 without ever facing a top 10 opponent to me is incredulous.
Well, you open up a whole can of worms there. We would need at least an hour to try to...
it wouldn't be the first time I ever did that.
Amazing. Coming in, Jones said he would try to match Simon punch for punch, saying he moves more than fellow left-hander Winky Wright, who was outpointed by Simon in 1998. I don't know if he's matching him punch for punch, but he certainly is doing a lot of moving. Again, a lot of activity by the champion Simon, but the challenger Jones eluding most of that action.
Good job, bro. You gotta make him miss, baby. Make him miss.
Now he knows, his corner knows he's gonna try and knock you out to win this fight.
I'll tell you what you're gonna see here now. You have the tall man coming in, throwing a punch up at the champion Simon. Now what Simon does is duck down, come up under here, but what he wasn't doing before was throwing an uppercut. Now he brings the left uppercut right in the middle, and watch what happens when he goes to the body and then comes up to the head. There's the body shot. Now here comes the head. Something we talked about before. Why isn't he coming up with the uppercut, Steve? There he did. You saw how clean it landed. He does that a little more often. This fight might not be
enough.
going
You
in
get on
around
your
the
drink of water now. Come on, get on your feet. Clean it up. Take this.
Well, Dean Powell giving him a couple of slaps on the face there, Harry Simon.
Come on, let's go.
Try to get him going. Well, Simon has only been past 10 rounds once in his career. A victory over Winky Wright, as mentioned, back in 1998. Jones has had 2 fights go past 10, and he won both of them by late knockouts. That is unlikely here, though, a knockout against Harry Simon. The way he punches.
Yeah, he doesn't punch.
Yeah, that's right.
No, he's not a puncher, but you know, a guy like that can make you get tired, and there could be nutrition factor.
Jones got rocked momentarily there.
I think it was a combination slip and a punch. I don't think he was really rocked. It kind of landed high off the top of his head, and his foot just came out from under him in the wet corner over there.
Looked a little disoriented. This is rare that Simon is moving backwards, but Jones doesn't do anything about it. Looks like Simon's tired again, but Jones doesn't jump on him. Again, Jones able to elude a big left hand by Simon.
Stay off his neck. Hey, come on. Stay off his neck, okay? All right.
Both fighters showing that they're a little tired. Nice straight left.
Straight left hand by Rodney Jones. And now tripling up on the jab, missing with the right. Back comes Simon, but can't get anything done. Most of those punches being blocked by Jones.
They hit nothing but air and elbows.
Work out of there.
Now this is where Simon would do best, on the inside, digging to the body, uppercuts.
Hey, don't punch.
Couple of nice body shots, but again, nothing up top.
Good job.
Jones must be in excellent condition. Has to be in great shape, despite the bouts of inactivity. Big round for Jones.
Jones landing some of his better punches, standing and fighting for the first time in many rounds.
Blocking that punch by Simon, the right hand. Simon just loading up. But those punches are being warded off. Real low blow by Simon.
That hit him in the thigh.
Wow, is that low? Almost got him on the knee. Simon on the inside, but getting tangled up by the long, gangly arms of Jones. Missing with that flailing right, Simon. Under 10 seconds, round 11. Very good round for the challenger. But perhaps not enough of those rounds to win this thing on points. Well, we're going to head to the last round.
Easy. Right, now you listen to me. Now listen to me. You've got 3 minutes. Now listen. This guy's going to come at you like a train. Okay, listen. This guy's going to come like a train, so you've got to go with him. Okay, now listen. Keep your hands up. Last round, Harry. Listen, Harry, listen to me. Get your arms in your lap.
Get away from me.
Harry, don't let him steal this. Larry, if he broke into your house and damaged your...
Stay focused, yeah? Okay. Water. You got to take this. Give him some water. Give him some water. Away from it. All right. You listen to me, son. You got to take it big. Don't let him do nothing.
And do it the way you've been doing it. Make him miss.
Turn him. Big.
Leave him, Ronnie. Make him miss.
You make him look bad.
When he jumps back, step in. Don't wait on him. Make him look bad.
Well, Simon, seems to be ahead point-wise. A lot more sense of urgency in that Simon corner than in the Jones corner, which is much more low-key. Jones on the left, Simon on the right. Here it is, round 12. They'll touch gloves.
Jones's corner thinks they have it wrapped up.
Well, I don't know about that.
I overheard Joe Sidovich say he won every round. That was after the 7th round. I disagree with him, but
yeah, possibly trying to convince the judges that Jones is ahead, that Simon's tiring, that he's missing, that he doesn't have anything left when they talk out loud.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up, Rodney.
Well, what a pep talk by Dean Powell in that Harry Simon corner. He said, what if this guy goes into your house and robs you? That's how you have to react here in the 12th round.
Come on, I got it.
Well, they're both throwing wildly here in the 12th. And it's non-stop action, very busy.
For the most part, though, you see who's going forward right now. It's Jones. He's got a little more juice left.
Jones landing with a straight left hand. Jones in tremendous condition. But so seems to be the champion. Non-stop. Well, Simon's trying, that's for sure. He wants to knock him out. He's trying. But Jones won't go.
It won't be for lack of bad intentions, Steve.
Right.
He's trying to hit him with that right hand, something awful.
He got the message from Dean Powell, that's for sure.
Get off his neck. There you go.
But this Jones is just too awkward. You're going to have two tired fighters when this bell sounds. Minute 15. You got to wonder what's behind those Simon punches at this stage.
I got it. Here we go. Good job.
He's got to be exhausted.
I thought that he wasted a ton of energy throughout this fight, not fighting a smart fight. Strategy-wise, costing himself an awful lot of energy and possible points.
He didn't get inside enough when he had to. He didn't move to the right side against the southpaw. Actually, in this case, the left side. He was moving to the right side. He didn't move to the correct side. Jones all over Simon. But then Simon got in with an uppercut. But Jones keeps pressing forward. He's got Simon on the ropes where you don't want to be. 25 seconds.
See, unfortunately for Jones, he hits so lightly that some of the punches will probably be discounted just because they don't look like they landed.
Jones is fighting this last few seconds as if the final 30 seconds will decide the fight.
And they may very well, Steve. We don't know what the judges see.
True. You really don't. That's it. There's the bell. We finally hear it. And this one is in the books. Simon being hoisted into the air. So who won this fight? I believe Harry Simon won it. I think Bobby Ches feels the same way, but
not by a lot,
know.
Steve. Not by a lot.
Could be close. Could be a split decision.
115, 113 type fight. Not a very strong performance. Not a performance that warrants a Felix Tito Trinidad showdown.
Could be a split. Could be a majority. Could be a draw. In that case, this man would retain his title.
Yes.
But who knows how these judges saw the fight. Let's see. It's in the hands now of William Boudou of Toronto, Harry Davis of Toronto, and Hugo Peniche of Merida, Mexico. Simon certainly controlled, for the most part, I think, the first half of the fight, but then Jones came on. Don't you think more so in the second half?
Oh, clearly the second half. You saw that the champion, he got tired and he just, I don't know, he kind of gave up in certain situations. Whereas he would throw a second, third shot, he threw one in and just stopped.
You know, going back to a point you made, very valid point, we both saw it, black and white. You think the weight fluctuations may have anything to do with this, with Simon?
You know, it's just hard to tell. I can't imagine a fighter losing 4 pounds during the course of the day. If he just ate regular, he should at the very least maintain an even keel. Nerves, I don't know.
May have taken something out of him, the weight situation. He couldn't put this guy away. And he was very awkward and elusive, Rodney Jones, and had to be very frustrating to this man, Harry Simon, throughout the fight. And he was really getting an earful from his trainer, Dean Powell, who's on the left of your screen, just out of your picture.
Well, I don't think any statement was made here today by the champion. I think, though, that Rodney Jones' stock has gone up, albeit not tremendous. You know, it didn't skyrocket, but his stock went up. He just showed that he could stay in there with one of the best in the world, who's undefeated with the majority of his wins by knockout, and hold his own.
All right, we are set to hear the decision. We will get it up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we have a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Hugo Peniche, scores the bout 114-114, even a draw. Judges at ringside, William Boudou and Harry Davis both score the bout 117-111 in favor of the winner, and still the WBO Junior Middleweight champion, Harry Simon.
We called it Harry Simon by majority decision. But one guy has a 114-114, the other two 117-111. Two completely points of view.
117-113 and 8-4. And you know, I had a 7-5. Now 7-5 and even is a swing in one round. If two close rounds you swing, it's 115-13 one way, 115-113, but 117 or 118, whatever it was, it's just too many points.
Interesting. Strange. So Harry Simon wins by majority decision with some freaky scores. Coming up next, our main event, it's the WBO Junior Lightweight Championship. Unbeaten KO artist Acelino Freitas puts his title and perfect knockout record on the line against number 9 rated Carlos Rios. We tickle in the ring. Larry?
All right, so Harry defends the title successfully. He is 20-0. What do you think of your performance tonight, Harry?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me the strength. And I'd like to thank my manager and my promoter, Frank Warren, for giving me this opportunity, especially on Showtime. And I'd like to thank also my family who always support me, and my 3 kids at home, Bryony and Kathy and Candy. I love you, my babies.
Harry, tougher fight than you expected tonight from Jones?
Yeah, for sure. He was a different fighter as for what I saw him fighting on the tapes.
What's next for Harry Simon? We know that you would like to go after one of those other major belts. Will that be next for you?
Yeah, well, let's start here for Rodney Jones fight. I did prepare, but I prepared very well, and I just took a long short time without another fight. You can look, it's like my second fight this year, and my first fight was like February, and I couldn't have a fight because of other private things. And now for the next one, I'm thinking about somebody like Trinidad, and I will go back to the gym and train and be focused on the Trinidad fight. He's the man I want now.
Will you take a fight before that possible opportunity?
For sure. I will take him anytime. Wherever the fight can take place, I will go there. Because I really need him and I really want that belt from him.
Good job.
Thanks, sir.
Simon says he's still the champ, guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Just spit it right in there. Don't worry about it. Drop your hands. Be sharp. Change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the